Please rise for the pledge and remain standing for the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for the blessing of this evening. Just thank you for this opportunity to come together. We thank you that you go before us, that you're behind us, that you're within us. We thank you that your plans for us are for good and help us to carry out the mission, and that is to love one another and to be examples of your word in everything that we do and say and think, and to help this community absolutely shine for others so that they will be drawn to here. And we just thank you for the opportunity this evening. We pray for your wisdom. We thank you that you tell us that you will grant us wisdom if we ask you for it, and we pray for that. And to guide this meeting. And we thank you for every soul that is in this room and in this community. And you know you know their hearts, you know their needs, you know their hopes and their dreams and their hurts. And we pray that you'll be with them always. We give you all the glory and honor in Jesus' mighty name. We pray. Amen. Amen. Amy, if you would, roll call.
Gary Elliott.
Here.
Bob Whitehead. Here. Jason Burr.
Here.
Tim Heiss.
Here.
Tito Frias.
Here.
All right, trust you've had the opportunity to review the consent agenda. Do you have any questions or comments? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I have a question, Chad.
Yes, Bob.
There was an item on there, the Daystar directional drilling charge for $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
It was for the water line. I didn't know why the city would, I was just curious if the city would pay for that.
Was that street access? Steve, are you familiar with that?
That was a repair, relocating a water main or a water line for a property on North Plum Street. And the only way to get it there because of where it needed to go was to directional drill it.
Okay. So that was street work still? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And that's all I have?
No, I appreciate that. If there are no other questions, I would entertain a motion.
I'll move we accept the consent agenda as presented.
We have a first, do we have a second?
All second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Consent agenda, those opposed, nay. Consent agenda approved as presented. We are very fortunate this evening. I've had the opportunity to meet this young lady in advance and did a wonderful job, and I love her heart. And so I would like to introduce Miss Linda Campbell with Gracie's Gift, which is a nonprofit initiative to help address our cat population. And so if you don't mind, I will turn the floor over to you if you're okay with that.
Do I need to come up there?
You do whatever you're comfortable with. Sound does project better up there, so if we want to reach our audience watching, that'd be great.
I'm Linda Campbell from Winchester. I want to thank you for letting me come and make a presentation. Gracie's Gift started in December of '23 after the community, and Tito, can you tell me what that group was that we met, that met at the 4-H grounds, and there were community meetings, and you had workshops and people, and I can't remember the category.
With Underbowl State?
Yeah.
Is that what you're representing? Yes.
So
Cultivating communities.
Cultivating.
Yes.
So that's how this got started. I met a lady from Northwest Street in Winchester. She says, we have a cat problem. I had no idea. I had 2 cats of my own, and that was all that I was worried about. So knocking on doors on Northwest Street, we found, several families that were feeding cats, but not very many of them were financially able to get them to the vet and get them neutered and spayed. And I spun my wheels for about 6 months trying to get this pub vet to come to Randolph County and use the 4-H grounds. And we just couldn't get the dates worked out, and they need a locked facility. And the date that they gave me was a Friday, and the 4-H ground said we can't lock our building, we're a public facility. So anyway, a lady called me about 3 weeks ago, and she'd gone to Newcastle, and this same pub vet, they travel Indiana, and I think that she said Ohio and Tennessee, and maybe Illinois. Anyway, bigger operation than I know of, that I knew about. And they're funded by the license plates that say pet friendly and other donations, but they've they come and do at least 80 cats in one day. They need a building, and they need a commitment of at least 80 people that will come. We are responsible for getting at least 80 people signed. They do everything online, but by word of mouth, we need to get 80 people to come. It doesn't have to be all Union City residents. They come, like if this lady is outside in Winchester and she went to Newcastle. So you can go, if you go online and get PubVet's agenda for their calendar of events, you can just sign up, and if you want to travel 50 miles, you can go. At this point, I'm rambling, sorry. Jamie has been in touch. I talked with them 2 years ago. Jamie was able to talk with their representative like 2 days ago. So if we have questions, we need to address Jamie's conversation with Sandy Petrie. I don't know if there's more information that you want. It's a big effort. They need lots of volunteers. The people come in their cars and they stay in their vehicles, and the volunteers come and get the cats and take them into the building. And when I met with the mayor, he thought maybe we could do it in the park. And Jamie, you said you checked the square footage.
Yes, it's 1,296 square foot, and she only requires 200 square foot, so it is a perfect.
Did you say she only requires 1,200?
Yes.
And that's 1,296?
Yes.
Oh, have mercy.
And they need a driveway, so that circular, we figured out that they're through the park, they can circle around. You know, when this woman was in Newcastle, she said we were blocking traffic on the highway, so that will not be a problem in the park.
Right.
So that's great.
Super.
But the problem is, when Jamie was able to speak with her, they can't get a date until next January. They're booked that far.
January of 2026?
Right.
Okay.
The good news is the pet friendly, they offer $35 vouchers per $100 spay or neuter. And the good news is that fiscal year starts in January, so there'll be more funding for them. And I also spoke to Shelley King, and she said that she's willing to help. I think it's called Spay with Strays program for PAWS here in Union City. And she said that she'd be willing to help donate to Union City, Indiana, and Ohio residents to come, and she'll pay for like only the strays because that's her parameters.
Right.
And for the rabies and spay.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And by all means, this is for all of us. Do you know by chance who your supporters are in the audience?
Mike is a classmate.
Awesome.
And Diana, I met a couple of weeks
Awesome.
ago. We did one of her cats in Parker. Jamie has worked with us for a while with my niece as the other part of the 501c3 because I can't do any of that stuff. And my niece Jessica.
Awesome. Thank you. There's an old saying, it takes a village, and it absolutely does. Somewhere along the lines, I feel like we've lost our way in thinking that only certain entities or the government or whatever is responsible for everything, and that's not true. If we want to make this work, we got to all be involved. One of the blessings, certainly, of January, it absolutely gives us enough time where we should have, because I pledged our police to help with this and our ordinance officer in terms of what we can do in terms of providing strays. But we need citizens on board too. And so did they by chance provide a date in January?
No.
Okay.
She first wants a picture of the location and a picture of like the overhead to where you could see the driving. You need the U-turn.
Okay, we can do that.
And we're going to need help with the police also for traffic control. Absolutely. The reason I'm asking is because the mid to latter January would be great if they can, because that's a gift shop through the end of December. So to make sure it's all cleared, we can have it cleared within a couple days for sure. So anything from January 7th on would be safe. I will get you a picture of the overhead and the inside. They want a picture of the inside as well? Yes.
Okay.
To make sure that there's enough room to stack up to 115 cats.
Okay.
Minimum of 80.
Okay. Now here's the other thing I think we talked about, because what was the cost per cat?
It's $100 per cat.
Per cat.
And there's a $10 registration fee that she wants them, I know we talked about how could we help with that, but she wants them to commit to that $10 so that they would follow through with their appointment.
Okay, the people that would be bringing kids in,
Yes.
okay.
But the vouchers are the really significant thing that I haven't checked into yet. She said for me that you can go, I think through Pet Friendly.
Pet Friendly does vouchers. As I said,
And
Shelley
was it
King
JUL?
has already, she stated that she would do some vouchers as well. And if the city wanted to give with their own parameters of Union City, Indiana only residents, Union City, Ohio could do the same.
Yep, exactly.
And it's not just for our town, it could be Jay County. She suggested since we're a small rural town that we branch out. So we're with Jay County and Randolph County, Dark County.
So was she suggesting maybe even like Jay County and Randolph County, the counties
Yes.
play a part too? And because I would love the idea of pitching it to you guys to say, hey, anybody that shows a valid Union City, Indiana license, they get X amount rebate, or not rebate, you know what I'm saying, voucher from the city, toward this endeavor. Because again, to play our part. Because the more that we could take care of that day, we would certainly set ourselves up well, hopefully for the year.
And I don't know what, Gracie's Gift has gotten grant money from the Community Foundation and the Forum Funders. What we, I know we get that twice a year.
Okay.
Kristen Grace and the grant request. What we will have, I mean, that would be our part too, that we would be trying to, lower that initial cost so that it's due. The lady in Pence, Indiana, said she only had to pay $25.
That's
She got
awesome.
enough vouchers that's all she had to pay.
That's awesome. That'd be great. What would be your guys' suggestion in terms of the best way, and this is for everybody again, to collect these names and garner commitments?
Well, when you said that at the other meeting, I thought you were talking about volunteers, but
Well, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I mean, in terms of, volunteers to gather the people, to make sure we get the word out and make sure we have a list. Because if I understand the process correctly, they're going to, at some point, want to know for sure
right.
they have
I think
80.
you said you can't sign up until a month ahead.
She suggested getting a captain, is what she called it. and that person would be responsible for advertising on social media, maybe a local or 97.5 radio station, newspapers, any way that we can to get the information out. And once that happens, then December, like if it's January 7th, December 7th is when she'll post it on her online platform, and anybody, like she's got a lot of followers, so anybody can also sign up through her. But everyone has to go through the public.vet link
Okay.
in order to register that $10.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the rest of the money, they'll need to hand the voucher to them for the extra. If you give us a voucher and if Shelley gives us a voucher, then they don't charge them at that day. What she does is she lives in Arizona, so
Oh, wow.
3 days after the spay or neuter, then she'll send out an invoice to the city or
Okay.
whomever is giving out the vouchers with parameters. She just wants to know in advance.
Gotcha. So the biggest thing is securing the online registration for the $10 commitment,
Yes.
and that's gets the ball rolling. So, okay. Do we have a captain that's?
I think we're going to have a team. I don't think.
Okay, I'm good with that.
I don't want to
Captain's
saddle
good.
anybody.
Yeah,
just
no,
wanna-
that's a good. I'm
That's
good
why
with
I've
that.
got these volunteers.
That's awesome.
From Bedford.
Well, then I will, first item of action, I will send you the picture, overhead picture, and then the interior, so that you can share with her. And then if you guys wouldn't mind, if you guys could try to maybe lock down a date with her. Because we could definitely assist with promoting. I mean, between the city app and K.I.S.S communications and everything, we'll definitely get the word out.
That was my concern, is getting people to know, you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yep,
They don't know what to do with them.
exactly.
So my Aunt Linda gets called at 4 o'clock in the morning because there's kittens,
Oh, mercy.
On my back porch.
underneath somebody's porch. You know, so.
So the question is, what do you do between now and December?
Somebody's front porch the other day.
Oh, mercy.
We're going to keep trying to do neuters and spay in Parker and Lynn and Farmington.
Okay.
But I was least, to say the least, disappointed that it's going to be January.
Yeah, that is. There's a stretch.
But they put out a lot of money. I mean, they put out a lot of money. She runs to the vet 2 or 3 times a week,
Oh, mercy.
taking cats to the vet.
And that's in Winchester alone.
Yeah, and that's not even, we just met one lady on Short Street, and I know the population's been there.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
But I didn't meet her until last weekend, so we're doing a drop in the bucket for
Yeah.
the number of cats that are out there.
For sure, for sure. Yes.
In the wintertime, there was 2 cats. Well, one cat was my neighbor's cat,
Uh-huh.
and she wouldn't come take her. I thought she was a he. So
Uh-huh.
named him Felix. And so Garfield and Felix.
Oh.
And I felt sorry for him in wintertime, so I would let him come in the morning, and I would feed him bowl of food, and then they'd go back outside, and I put blankets on the front porch so they would be warm. And well, time went on, and springtime rolled around, and then my neighbor said, looks like she had her kittens. I said, what? I said, I thought that was Felix.
Evidently Felicia.
So then, so many weeks later, I would come out my front porch to go to work, and there was 5 kittens on my front porch.
Oh, mercy.
And they're feral.
Oh, no.
So 2 of them ended up being missing. Well, what happened was another cat had given kittens 2 doors down, and they went with her. And so my neighbor said, "You want me to tell her that that's not your cat because the cats are different ages?" And I said, "No." So then so then they're down to 3 kittens, and Felicia and Garfield, and she still had. I went down when the 5 kittens was on the porch, and I told her, I said, "You're going to have to do something about this." I said, "I'm in my 60s. I enjoy sitting on my front porch, and I've got all these animals that aren't mine."
Right.
And so she didn't do nothing. Her husband said, "This is your problem," and not mine, but
okay.
it's one. And so then now one of the little gray kittens is gone, so now I'm down to 2 kittens, and Felicia and Garfield. We got Felicia fixed through Linda.
That's good. Oh,
And
thank you.
tomorrow.
Is she the one that was down there?
Yeah. And then tomorrow we're getting Garfield fixed.
Oh.
My husband said he could handle a Garfield, but Felicia's got to go.
Chris, do you live here in Union City?
Yeah, I live
Awesome.
on Willow and Howard.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Okay, well, for right now, Linda, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I'll get with Mark and Kyle Thacker and see what recommendations they have between now and December. I'll see, and then let's communicate in terms of me getting you the pictures and you getting a date, and then we need to publicize that date immediately, and also probably what the process looks like.
Yes, because it has to be the owner. Like, you can't just go around capturing other people's cats and then getting them fixed. Which, by the way, they'll get not an ear tip, but an ear tattoo.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you get somebody else's cat, they're going to come home with a tattoo on their ear, and
Right.
they're going to know something happened. If it's a community cat, then that person will be responsible for providing that care that they need after.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's especially if it's a spay, they shouldn't just be trapped and released.
Right.
Somebody's going to have to be responsible for the next day or 2 to make sure that the cat's healed.
Okay.
So I'm thinking as the dates approach, as we start signing people up, like we do a little publicity campaign, or I know I'm a Facebook guy, right? So we can put the word out and whatever other means to let people know, like don't let your cats out, you know, because they could be spayed or neutered.
So you're cat man do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it big time. Department reports. Actually, let's start with the council members. Tito, start with you.
Yes, the 3 items I have here, and for the first one, just a shout out to Union City, Ohio, and in particular government, right? Because they are now recording and posting their meetings, their village council meetings. So I know that there was a long process to get that happen, and they finally did it. I know that they did. I think they have 2 already. Cool. That are up on Facebook. I noticed from those recently. So anyway, at the last meeting, I had raised concerns about maintaining a safe and secure environment for everybody at the swimming pool at Harder Park. So I'd like to know if any changes have been implemented, please.
There's been nothing that's changed. We haven't had any complaints or any conversations about anything like what you spoke of, period. So the guards, the staff
I've been able to manage.
They don't seem to be having any issues whatsoever.
Okay. You heard it here, folks. Okay. And then I have an interesting question that was raised to me. So a resident of Union City who lives on South Howard Street, Candace Kendall, noticed that one of the fire hydrants on the south side of town is fitted with a wrench and a fire hose. And she says that every day, 4 times a day, a big tanker trucks come to fill up their tankers with water. And I think she's here and she'll be able to give more details, but they deliver the water to the 227 project, which is preparing Highway 227, or I don't know if they're building a bridge or what, south of Highway 36. So she and others are concerned that their water bill has gone up recently, and they do not want to be the ones paying water supply to a state-funded project or a commercial entity that's not even in Union City. So question, is the city being paid for that water? And she noticed that there was no meter to measure how much water was being taken by the trucks.
Okay. I'll take that under advisement unless you've got word already.
I'll talk about that briefly, what little I know about it, because Brad Mink did just mention that this morning about that particular project, and they are tracking every time they fill the tanker, and at the end of the project they're going to send us the total gallonage so we can in turn bill them. So they've not been billed yet, but the plan is they will be billed for the bulk water purchases.
And all that water is metered.
Where's it metered through?
The connection has a water meter on it.
There's not a water meter on that connection. I've been down there and took pictures of it.
On the fire hydrant?
And
It usually has a meter on it, Candace, that's all I can tell
well,
you.
there's not one on it.
It's a copper meter with a clear dial on top of it. I mean, I can go look tomorrow, but usually there's a meter on it.
On the fire hydrant?
It's not on the fire hydrant, it's on the fitting that connects to the hydrant.
Probably not left on the
Yeah,
but
I mean, I've
but
never
they
seen it
also
not
filled
have
a tank that they know what the capacity of that tank is, so if they track. What's that?
Exactly. You know how many gallons you
If
put
you-
in
you
the
know,
tank.
yeah,
There's
If
a
you use 10
4,500
tanks, you
gallon
hold
tank
50.
and a 6,000 gallon tank that
Yeah,
come down
pretty
there.
simple.
They've been there like, yeah, but who
So-
authorized this?
We have a bulk, we've had a system in place for a long time where we sell bulk water. We've had companies that fill swimming pools, we sell them bulk water. We haven't done it often in recent time. We had a discussion.
Usually it's the contractors doing
Yeah,
work.
it's usually contractors that are,
there.
yeah. We had a discussion, I don't know if it was the last year or so, that we had a discussion about possibly putting in a
An
bulk
actual
station.
commercial fill station.
A commercial fill station. The cost to do that was pretty substantial, so we didn't proceed to do that. But we keep track of it. Yeah, they have a way to.
So we're charging them by the gallon?
Yeah, basically.
There's a rate for commercial water
Yeah.
usage in our billing ordinance
How do-
already.
Yeah.
How do we find that?
It's in the billing ordinance. I can get it for you tomorrow if you want to stop.
I'm just
by.
curious,
Yeah,
because I
no,
know they're getting hundreds of thousands
yeah.
of gallons of water out
Yeah.
of there
Oh, yeah.
in the last week.
Yeah. Yeah, we
And I'm
will-
just
we'll-
kind of curious because our bills are going up.
Yeah. No, they're paying for it. Yeah, they will pay for it. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Tim?
The only thing I have is just kind of a shout out to emergency services, 4th of July, actually 5th of July, the Independence Day celebration. Looked like everything went smoothly, and guys did a great job of getting people in and out, and had a beautiful night, and I think had a real good fireworks display. So congratulate those guys for a good evening.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
Jason?
Nope, I don't.
Bob?
I had a citizen, and I mentioned this to Steve, who was wondering if we could kind of clean up around the governor's house a little bit. There's vines going up the building, lots of weeds in the back, little trees. And I thought maybe if we could have the summer help kids from the park come up there for a day or two, and they could probably knock that out, make it look
Absolutely.
really nice in no time.
Absolutely. I appreciate that.
And that's all I got.
All right. Gary?
Nothing this time.
Okay. Steve, did you have anything outside the... Okay. Amy?
Just a notation about the changes on the looks of the agenda and the meetings for all of them, showing the elected terms and appointed terms.
Very good. All right. Well, everybody's going to have to hold on to their britches here because I'm going to take a little bit of time. Couple things real quick. I want to recognize the employees. We had a tragedy at out there, and one of our farmers that we lost recently. It was a horrific accident, and our emergency services who were on the scene were witness to personnel from Cardinal Ethanol running over to help, and that was very well received. And it's just a reminder of we're all, at the end of the day, we're all just people. And it's awesome when somebody, what makes this country and this community still great is when somebody needs help and people don't ask, they just respond. They just step up. That's going to lead into what I'm going to talk about here in a little bit also. But I want to hats off to Public Safety Director Mark Ader and the Police Department because they actually recognized those gentlemen the other day. They honored them with a meal and just as a way of just extending sincere gratitude toward a dire situation. So I just really appreciate that, and our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers go out still to the family, and really to any family who mourns loss or grieves, because we've all lost somebody or will, and again, what makes a community special is coming together and supporting one another and being shoulders for one another in times like that. So I really appreciate that. And with that being said, too, I want to recognize this community. And I think Tim Heiss, councilman, summed it up best when I was giving updates to council members during the fundraising for our military park. And when I talked about us getting to the goal, everybody's sharing in on the responses on the text thread, and great job, awesome. And Tim said, I love this community. And that was great, because it really sums up how special the people in this community are. It will never be, and God willing, it will never be a government that makes a community great. It will never be one person that makes a community great. It will never be a company that makes a community great. It will always be the people. Always. Companies will come and go. Governments will come and go. Administrators, mayors, you name it, will come and go. The people are the fabric of the community. So, again, when I say hold on, I'm going to recognize real quick, not real quick, but recognize everybody that gave, because I'm so thankful, and I will never be able to express my gratitude enough for this. Starting with Helen Hill, and then our first lieutenants were Monty Poling and Linda Puccini, and then our captains Kay Jeffries, Dwayne and Linda Pooter, Robert Myers, Rob Myers, Shirley Weimer, Jason Brewer, Sue Miller, Chuck and Donna Woods, Sophia Spence, Linda Nossinger, Jane Ellen Greenoff, Randy McGee, Don Brenneman, Cynthia Ackerman, and then our majors, and these are giving buckets, if you're wondering about the designations. Marla Threewitz, Bill Baker, Donna Arnett, Richard and Kathleen Collins, Renee Wasson, Lynn and Deborah Williams, Gerald Marshall, Linda Lacey, Beth Thornburg, Becky Keel, Jerry and Sherry Wasson, Phil Ford, The Christian Bookstore, Robin Bousman, Casey and Jenny Corbley, Keen's Body Shop, Doris Ebling, Randy and Monica Corbley, Kent and Susan Smoot, Bobby Durbin, Diana Bird, Mark Lieber, and my apologies to anybody's names who I mispronounce, please accept my sincere apology. The Union City Public Library, Jonathan Stoops, VFW Post 784. Our Lieutenant Colonels, Amy and Ronnie Richards, Gary Woodruff, and the Union City Rotary Club. Our Colonels, Jim Bretz, Union City Napa Supply, Tim and Jill Heiss, Ron and Patricia Pruitt, Tanya Greinmeyer, Joe's Corner Florist, Rhonda Fields, for Harold Jake Rodeheffer, Dave Linkenstoffer, Greg Hufford, Gary Elliott, Dustin Hufford, Evelyn Ford, Terry Robbins, Steve James, and a boot drive, which encompassed a lot of people who gave for a boot drive spearheaded by Greg Hufford and fire department. And then our Brigadier Generals, Jim and Anna Hufford, Angela Armstrong, Tony Hardwick, the Union City Store and Lock, Citizen State Bank, the Lions Club, the State Liners Card Club, Bob Gentry, Sons of Legion, and the Preservation Society, and our two major generals, the American Legion and the Community Foundation of Randolph County. I cannot thank all of those individuals and entities enough. And it even goes down to the person who maybe dropped a dime in the boot. It all matters. As I remember the example Christ gave for us when he talked about the lady that only gave a penny, he said the other people gave out of abundance, she gave all she had. So it all matters. And I tried to stress that so much. It all matters. And so we reached over $37,000. And this is the third time this community has met the call for a donation fund drive in the last 3 years, starting with the rail tower, and then the Playground Paradise, and now this. And what's really cool, this is how I'll cap it. The one thing we've always got to work in this community is to put our best foot forward and help others see what we're all about. We know we're like a family. We know our scars, we know our bumps and bruises, our imperfections, and we know the great things about ourselves, but other communities don't necessarily know everything we're about. And so whenever we get a chance to show what we're about, we need to seize that opportunity. And by that I mean, Steve was at a function in Muncie, and we had a person with patronicity and with the state who was bragging to Steve, and she didn't know who Steve was. Didn't know him from Adam. He was bragging about this town on the state line that's that's moved a rail tower and has helped funding playground equipment, and now is in the midst of a military park. And she was bragging about him. She goes, "It's just awesome. This community is so small, and then you all see what they're doing." And Steve was you were just kind of taking that in, weren't you? But that's hats off to you guys in this community, and I'm so thankful. We know there's always things to be fixed. If anybody's a homeowner or lives in a house or under a roof, you know there's always something to fix, whether you own or rent or whatever. There's always things about us as people that need fixed. But by golly, we should stop once in a while. The old adage, stop and smell the roses, and be grateful for all the great things we have going for us and all the people that we have in this community, because we have a lot to be thankful for. So God bless you all. I'm so thankful. So with that being said, we have no old business, so I will proceed to new business. We have fittingly resolution number 2025-R-04, which is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Union City, Indiana, to adopt an official city logo and motto while retaining the previously adopted city flag. And I apologize in advance because I don't like the sound of my voice, so I'm sorry that you're going to be sick of mine after this meeting, but I've got to read this resolution because it's important. Just a little bit of water. Brought before council this July 14th, 2025, resolution number 2025-R-04, which is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Union City, Indiana, to adopt an official city logo and motto while retaining the previously adopted city flag. Whereas the City of Union City recognizes the importance of clear and unified visual identity that reflects the heritage, values, and aspirations of the community, as well as the significance of the City of Union City being the second highest point and the city with the highest elevation in the state of Indiana. And whereas the city seeks to adopt a new official logo and motto to enhance branding, communication, and civic pride, and whereas the motto, "The City on a Hill," has been selected to reflect the enduring spirit and commitment of the residents of Union City, and whereas the design presented and attached as Exhibit A has been reviewed and recommended as the official logo of the City of Union City, Indiana, the clock tower will always read 1122 to represent our highest elevated point within the city. And whereas the City of Union City has previously adopted an official city flag, which remains a valued and symbolic representation of the city, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Union City, Indiana as follows. Number 1, adoption of logo. The city hereby adopts the design attached hereto as Exhibit A as the official city logo to be used in city communications, branding, digital presence, and official publications as deemed appropriate. Number 2, adoption of motto. The city hereby adopts the phrase, "The City on a Hill," as the official city motto to be used in conjunction with the city logo and other public communications. Number 3, the city flag remains in effect. The previously adopted official city flag shall remain in effect and will continue to represent the City of Union City at appropriate ceremonial and government functions. This resolution does not amend or repeal the city flag and its use. Number 4, implementation. City officials and departments are authorized and directed to implement the use of the official logo and motto across official materials, websites, signage, and other applications as appropriate. And number 5, conflicting provisions, any resolution or policies in conflict with this resolution, except those related to the official city flag, are hereby repealed or amended to the extent of such conflict. That is the official resolution as read. So I would hereby put it before City Council. And if you guys have do we have the logo still readily handy? Okay, there we go. Thank you, Tito. Yeah, put that. You guys want to? You get a good look. Anybody wants it, they can have it, or take a look at it closer. But yeah, the clock does say 11:22. All right.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Make a motion we approve resolution number 2025-R-04, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Union City, Indiana, to adopt an official city logo and motto while retaining the previously adopted city flag.
We have a first, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Amy, if you would, roll call.
Gary Elliott,
Yes.
Bob Leahy.
Yes.
Jason Brewer.
Yes.
Tim Heiss.
Yes.
Tito Frias.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2025-05, an ordinance amending Chapter 51, which is the sewers, and Chapter 52, wastewater pretreatment of the codified ordinances of Union City, Indiana. Amy, I know you had a note on this that you attached in the packet.
Oh, I was hoping Maura would be here to help.
Oh, sorry.
To help. This is something I'm looking at her original email on this. It's something that we do need to address for IDEM. And Steve, if I say it wrong, hop in and save me here. But, you know, it's for the IDEM requirements. And what we're looking at, there's lots of markouts, as you can see in what she had sent to us with all the changes to the original ordinance. I'm also thinking, she said, you know, once we get to a certain point, we will be doing it more formally, but this is like the initial look at this ordinance.
Can I ask why or where this is coming from? I mean, I think it's valuable in that, I mean, okay, so who wants like petroleum who puts petroleum in the toilet, right? Or auto you know, vehicle oil, or you know, these kinds of things, or corrosive things into the.
You would be absolutely just shocked.
Okay.
We're under an implied order from IDEM. We have no choice. Our ordinance, when it was written and established originally, was compliant. It's no longer compliant. We have to make these changes to become compliant with IDEM.
Okay.
And, as just the experience with this is that when you, like for instance, you look at on 51.23C-1, they had the original wording was any gasoline, benzene, naphtha, fuel oil, or other flammable or explosive liquid, solid, or gas. And then they just, the addition in bold is all more specific things. And usually that's because somebody has taken exception to, you didn't note the specific things in here, so you have to add those. You know, we've had changes we've had to do in other ordinances where we had to name the specific farm animals. We've had to do various things. And it's just probably additions that IDEM has made to their standards and some changes they've made that we just have to change. IDEM's up, you know, up their game, change their standards, so we just have to follow suit with them, because I'm sure what we had before was what was originally compliant with IDEM.
Yeah, our last inspection with IDEM, we failed primarily because our ordinance was out of contact with their requirements, so we had to bring it up.
They've changed their requirements, added to them, changed some things, so now we just have to comply with that. So.
And when I say we failed, we didn't fail, but that's what we got pinched on.
Yeah.
So we have to bring it up so that pinch goes away.
Right.
And so that, you know, people don't realize that what little he read actually covers everything that's the rest, but you just got to spell it out.
And there's nothing, as I read it, there's no real fundamental changes in what IDEM's requirements are. Mostly it's modification of saying the same thing, or clarifications on the same thing, and clearing things, and like at one point there's the authority is added, or it said something like EPA, but then they've added this Union City, the city of Union City, and IDEM into that. So it just lots of little modifications.
We were given a template that was all given to Mara.
Yeah.
She's taken our existing ordinance and modified it, prepared it tonight.
Yeah.
So is this just for reference at this point? Or?
We will have ultimately a clean copy for you guys to pass, I believe. Is that correct, Amy?
That's my understanding. And because of the type of ordinance it is, from what I took from Maura's thing, you know, it will be a published, you know, so there'll be a published meeting, so, you know, everyone can have a chance to have some verbiage to it, you know, some input to it.
This is like a first draft for you guys to start learning.
But it is something, you know, we do need to get it addressed.
So there's no vote tonight, I'm assuming?
I think she was comfortable with voting if you were comfortable with the changes, if you didn't have questions.
Well, she's gonna call this a first reading anyway.
An introduction,
Exactly.
yeah, which is a first reading.
We might as well
She's-
just,
Yeah.
and like I say, the way I think this was helpful to put it in this form because you can see both what the new is and what the old was. So that's a lot easier to keep in context. Otherwise, we would, unless we pulled out the old ordinance and sat down page by page, you can actually make the comparison quick and dirty on this single sheet, on these, well, not single sheet, but each page of this. So it took a lot of time out of reviewing that for me. It's pretty clear. So.
Well, if there's no other questions or comments, I would entertain a motion on the first reading only.
I'll make the motion, we pass ordinance 2025-05, an ordinance amending chapter 51 sewers and chapter 52 wastewater pretreatment and the codified ordinances of the codified ordinances of Union City, Indiana by title only.
I'll second. We have a first and second. Amy, if you would, roll call vote.
Gary Elliott?
Yes.
Bob Leahy?
Yes.
Jason Brewer?
Yes.
Tim Heiss?
Yes.
Tito Frias?
Yes.
All right, and then lastly, this is following suit with the previous ones, just like the MODOC. We've done ones for other towns, if you recall. This is the MODOC interlocal agreement for the hearing and disposal of town ordinance violations. This is for our Union City Court, as presented by our judge. And again, this is in the same vein as the ones that have already been approved for farmland and I think Lynn. And so if there are no questions or comments, I would entertain a motion.
I'll move we accept the MODOC interlocal agreement for the hearing and disposal of town ordinances or ordinance violations in the Union City Court by title only.
We have a first. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Is that weird?
Whichever one you want, Amy. And please take a roll call vote.
Gary Elliott?
Yes.
Bob Leahy?
Yes.
Jason Brewer?
Yes.
Tim Heiss?
Yes.
Tito Frias?
Yes.
All right. Any visitors we have wishing to address the board, please state your name, address, and nature of business.
I did have one more.
Oh, we have one more.
Well, I just wanted to mention one thing.
Oh, okay.
Idea. So when I forgot to mention this earlier, when I was watching the video of the Union City, Ohio's Village Council meeting, I noticed they had the city flag right there.
Oh.
Can we have the city flag?
Yes, we can have a city flag.
We'll just cover
That
up the
was
state.
awesome.
We'll cover up the state seal with it.
Yeah, not a good idea.
You know, we'll figure something
All
out.
right, we can figure something out. All right. Well, our next council meeting is Monday, July 28th at 6 p.m. End of July already. Board of Public Works, same day at 1:45 p.m. And the next economic redevelopment meeting will be Wednesday, July 16th at 6 p.m. I would hereby entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
We have first, we have a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
When can we expect?